Blimey! We got a second season! I know! What could possibly go wrong? Let's find out, shall we?
Mullinger, James Mullinger, born and raised in London town, picking up the white kids, moving to the Maritimes, 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 welcome to the Maritimes, maple sugar, lobsters, double Tim Horton, living a Canadian dream. Blimey, he's living a Canadian dream, hey, living a Canadian dream.
I'm here at Moncton Hospital. It's a Monday lunchtime and I'm about to do a show for the staff of Moncton Hospital. There are certain comedians that would say, Monday lunchtime in a brightly lit room to the staff of a hospital on their break? That could never work. Well, I am one of those comedians, but I will try anything once and I'm going to give it my best. We're here for a wonderful cause. We're here to raise money for the hospital. I'm also here to promote the amazing Hubcap Comedy Festival, which starts next month. I'm going to give it my best. I've obviously got to work completely clean, and let's see how it goes.
We'd like to invite our special guest today. Moved here from England. Most people are moving from here to Alberta. He's coming west, but he's moved here, living just outside of St. John. Really enjoying our Canadian culture. Lots of differences, though, that he'll be pointing out, no doubt. But ladies and gentlemen, I would like to welcome James Mullinger.
On in here. I trust you have left somebody there doing the good work that you all do. Yes? Are we going to see pages going off? Mr. Jenkins in Ward B's died. I hope you were having fun. I've got to be honest, I've been booked for some weird gigs before. But lunchtime in a hospital with a skeleton behind me. A reminder of what happens to us all when we die. What a wonderful, wonderful, cheerful thing to have behind me for the gig. And an empty box of latex gloves. A reminder of how many fingers in this room have been in bottoms. Congratulations for the big number that you raised. Whichever cheap donated 83 cents. Couldn't go home now, frankly. Ladies and gentlemen, Elgin manager, please support our festival, follow on Facebook, Twitter, have a wonderful day, and please stay in live. Thank you very much. Good night. Good afternoon, everyone. Oh, thank you. Make sure the camera's picking this up. We didn't get a hammer before. Oh, you guys. Hey Glenn, how's it going, mate? What? Oh no, okay, I'm coming now, mate, I'm coming. No, don't worry, I'm coming. the emergency?
Oh, thank God you're here. I'm trying to watch this Downtown Abbey and I can't understand a word they're saying. It's supposed to be English.
Blimey. We're here to do a weekend of shows at the hotel that inspired The Shining, and we're going inside now for a very special ghost tour. Here's Blimey. By the sea after that. You have to be a very special place to get that suffix, don't you? Not just anywhere can get away with it. You would never hear of St. John by the sea. Would you? Well, welcome everybody. My name's James. I've come a long way. You're welcome. Oh, good, because I've heard this hotel is a bit haunted, so I wasn't sure if there were some ghosts in it. There are ghosts here. You know, The Shining was going to be filmed here. Yes, it was, wasn't it? It was too haunted, they couldn't come. Well, it's genuine. I'll tell you a bit about myself. I moved from London, England to St. John last year. I moved here for a number of reasons. I moved here for a woman. But don't worry, ladies, this ring does come off. Moved here for a better quality of life. I did actually move to St. John because I bloody love pollution. Happy January. The third thing I had to agree to do in order to even get in here was agree to have a regular yard sale. Do we have yard sale fans here? Of course we do. Oh, I think I recognise you. Big yard sale fanatic, are we, madam? What's the best bargain you got at a yard sale? Let me guess, that top. It was a 2-for-1 deal with the crown. Joke. Beautiful top. I would have said that no matter what, but it's lovely top. Digging a hole, I'm going to be deported at this rate. There's different words here, of course. We've established the one, diaper nappy. Of course, here, I don't know if you know, here, obviously, you call these pants. In England, underpants are pants. These are trousers. Pants are the underpants. That made my first doctor's appointment pretty awkward. He wasn't expecting to see that much. And then the other one I wasn't aware of is that here the word fag, as I understand it, is a derogatory term used to describe people of homosexual fun, right? Is that right? It's yes. Well, in England, a fag is a cigarette. Did you know that? Yeah. In England, a fag's here. We go for a fag, have a fag, blah, blah, blah. And I had no idea of the distinction. So I arrived here in Canada trying to explain to people how much I smoke by saying that my lips had been on a box of more fans than Freddie Mercury. I know. Being new here, Yep, I've been trying to find out the right places to go and the right places to visit. Does anyone here in this room use the website TripAdvisor at all? Yes. Cool. Do you write the reviews, madam, or do you read them? I bet you do, I can tell. I can tell. For those that don't know, TripAdvisor is a website where anyone in the world can go and write a review of anywhere. So you go to Paris and you say, you went to Eiffel Tower and you put, it's jolly big, and 5 stars. And it formulates a list of the kind of 100 or 1,000 best things to do in that city based on the reviews. And there's 2 types of people that write these reviews. Which one are you? Do you go and write those really short ones, or do you write those really long essays, like frustrated novelists? Sure, so you're like, oh really, you just put like, he. I'll be nice, okay. Oh dear. Not often you get threatened by the front row. Halfway through a gig. You better be good or I'm going to go online and destroy your career. Thank you for coming out, madam. Blimey. Are you from New Brunswick? That's not a New Brunswick thing to do. Oh, the second best thing to say, Andrew, is Minister's Island. Right? Yes, I've heard good things. And it has a 5-star review at the top. Fascinating historical site. My husband and I walked to Minister's Island, so don't be fooled when others say it's only accessible by car. Well done you, smarty pants. However, Dawn from Calgary has visited Minister's Island, our island, as New Brunswickers. She has also given it 1 star. Subject line, terrible. Ooh. What could possibly have gone wrong? Let's find out, shall we? It's a 2-sentence review. 2-sentence, like you, one of the short ones. So what does Dawn from Calgary have a problem with at Minister's Island, the wonderful historical site? I will read you her review. Needs updating. Thank you very much, tonight, cheers. Street, the main shopping street in St Andrews by the Sea, and my word, is it beautiful. No luck, mate. They haven't got any swimming trunks. What are we gonna do? Because it's winter, no one's selling trunks. Gonna have to keep trying. I've got to go down that water slide. I've got to. Hi, how you doing? Do you have men's swimming wear at all?
No, I do not believe so.
Just women's and children's, yeah. Okay, cool. I'll have a look. I might have to resort to wearing women's swimwear. Right. What could I wear that wouldn't look odd? Do you think I could pull that off?
That's too sweet.
I'm gonna have to wear these, I think. What do you think? Do you think these would suit me?
I have no idea.
Okay, perfect. Well, I'm gonna take a chance and see if I get thrown out of the hotel for wearing them. Thank you very much. So we're here in the changing room at the swimming pool. I'm determined to go down that water slide, but the problem is there's a lot of people out there, and the only swimming trunks that I have are these women's undergarments. So I need to work out now which of these is the least effeminate. This could get me arrested, but it's a pretty awesome slide. I think we can all agree I made the right decision and that these are the most masculine of the two options. Let's go hit the slide. What could possibly go wrong? Let's find out, shall we? Bad time to be scared of heights. This is amazing. We are actually on the Kennebecasis River, literally on it. The whole river is frozen over, and every year these incredible ice fishing shacks are erected by fishermen, and inside every one of these huts someone is ice fishing right now. This is amazing. The dream. We're going to spend the whole day here and check it out. Even though there's actually cars and houses on the river, as an Englishman, this is genuinely terrifying to be on a river. I am convinced at any point I'm going to shoot through the ice. But what an amazing Blimey exclusive that would be. This is amazing down here. So what are you guys doing?
So today we're catching some smelt right now, and then we're gonna head way out into the middle of the river. There's because the salinity of the salt water that comes in with the tide, there's a layer of salt water on the bottom because it's denser than the fresh water. So you get saltwater species like flounder, hake, and dogfish shark, which is going to be our target for the day.
Nice. My house is literally right up there. Where I lived in London, the view from my house was a kebab shop. Here in New Brunswick, my view is this river with ice fishing shacks on it. That is living the Canadian dream. Amazing. Look at this. How you doing, mate? All right?
Oh, you had no.
Excuse me, gentlemen.
There it is, the magic hole. How long does it take to cut through?
He's got a gas.
2 seconds with 52 cc's.
Yeah.
It's pretty quick.
This is the dream. This is the Canadian dream right here.
Pretty much.
There. You load up quite a few bits of bait on each.
Yeah.
So the fishes are cannibals, basically.
Pardon? What they
They're
can.
cannibals.
Oh, yeah.
This one? Is the one in there?
Yep. Over there.
This one. Oh, am I going the right way? This way?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yes! I did it! First time!
There you go. You know you gotta
Cheers.
kiss your first fish, right?
Mwah.
Come on.
Oh, yeah. Is he going to wiggle?
Yeah.
Is he? Okay.
Yank down.
This one, this one?
Yeah. There you go, you got him.
Yes!
There you go.
There we go!
Smallest mouth ever.
That's what I was aiming for. Genius. I did it! I'm officially a New Brunswicker now.
There you go. Just baby.
Hey man, how's it going? Yeah, well, I'm kind of free tomorrow, but a bit tied up with ice fishing. Why? Where? Port Elgin? Where's Port Elgin? Well, okay, yeah, a gig's a gig. I'll take it. Just me or 4 of us? Okay, well, I'll do my best. I'll round up the troops, but I'm having a bit of a party on the lake, so I might be a bit hungover, but I'll do my best. Okay, I'll be there. Port Elgin tomorrow night. You got it. Living the Canadian dream. Nice one. Cheers. Better go. Hello? What do you think I'm doing? I'm shoveling snowbanks like everyone else. What is with this barbaric land? What, a gig? When? Tonight? Where? PEI? There's another snowstorm coming, you've got to be joking. No, hang on, of course they'll be there. How many of us? Okay, same crew as last time. Okay, not a problem. I'll text them all now. Yeah, of course I'll be there, All right, bye. Thanks a bunch.
All right, so if you remember from grade 1 math, it's pretty simple how this, excuse me.
I owe you one more mowing, do I? How about today? Huh? Mow yourself.
Hello. I'm on my way.
So we've arrived in Summerside somehow.
Take two.
So we've arrived in Summerside and the weather is pretty barbaric. It's a miracle we made it actually, but here we are. We're tougher than weather. As to whether the audience are is another matter. So I guess we're gonna go into the venue now, see how the setup is, and hope some people show up because basically everything seems to be in shutdown here in Summerside.
But the tickets are sold.
Tickets are sold, so we've still got their money.
Right, but I'd like to have their faces too.
So I've just come out of the hotel and bit of bad news. They've only got one room with one bed in it. This is the problem with these last minute gigs. That's showbiz. But I've got to go and tell the guys that it looks like we're all sharing. Should be interesting. What are you going to put on the telly?
I want to watch the hockey game.
No, I want to watch the news.
I don't care what you guys put on, just put something on.
Well, you know what I want to watch.
There's only one way to solve this.
Here comes trouble.
Pop the matic, pop the dice, pop a 6 and you move twice.
So the Bell Aliant Community 1 tour continues. We're off to Antigonish, another town in Atlantic Canada to add to the list of towns that sound like they were named by someone when they were drunk. This pub that we're doing the gig in tonight is called the Townhouse. They've never hosted a comedy show before. So as usual, anything can happen. That's the Blimey way. First stop, Truro, to pick up Mark Walker, a Canadian titan of stand-up, been one of the finest headliners in the country for about the last 15-20 years. I've worked with him a couple of times before and was a big fan of his before that, so we're going to pick him up and then hit Antigonish. What could possibly go wrong? Let's find out, shall we?
Oh yeah, it sounds actually pretty good.
Oh, is it wicked?
Yeah, so they gave us thumbs up all the way to the back. So
Awesome. Happy days.
Yes, this could be all right.
It could be alright, man.
This could be all. We might not get killed tonight. Might not get murdered. This could be good.
Hey, that's all I ask for in a gig.
If we don't get murdered, it's all right. You know, James, all kidding aside, you know, this is already working out pretty good. I mean, not every club we play, even professional, like, full clubs, you know, give you a green room.
I know, right? Look at this. Love the arrows. Barney Rubble are going for the double. Almost bullseye. Almost. Only difference between me and the professional dance players? I drink more than them.
It's all right. We're a friendly group here. We're just getting to know each other. It's a nice little intimate. I feel like someone's gonna slaughter a mob boss at any minute. This tiny little gathering. I do enjoy this place. It's like Back to the Future out there. That courthouse. I feel like a DeLorean's gonna fly into the town square any minute. We have to do something about your kids, Marty. So yeah, I feel like this could happen. This is I don't know how to describe this town. Quaint up the, I guess. It's 9 kinds of quaint happening here. This is very good. Of course, who am I to talk? I actually grew up just down the highway. I grew up in Truro, Nova Scotia. Well, apparently you've all been. All right. And a big sweeping sigh of relief goes over the crowd. Well, he's not going to make fun of us. Yeah, Truro. I've been doing this for a very long time, and I actually had to play my hometown of Truro just a couple of years ago, and I was really nervous, you know, because it's a small town like here. You know, you bomb there, that's an awkward trip to the Sobeys the next time. Like, how'd the show go, Mr. No Laughs? Off, Reverend. You know, it's like he's been a maritimer now for over a year, and he is. Please welcome. The newest maritimer that can drink legally, the very, very funny Mr. James Mullinger, ladies and gentlemen. Blimey! We have an Englishman in Atlantic Canada!
Hello! 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 Yes, the show that we're filming, it's called Blimey, an Englishman in Atlantic Canada. It's about my travels around the Maritimes and Atlantic Canada. I love it. Do we all love living in Antigonish? Yes! Am I pronouncing it right? Antigonish. And what, you've taken about 5 letters out of the word there, I actually live near a place called Quispamsis, which also sounds like, oh, are you from there? No. This is the classic maritime spirit. Oh, a word I've heard of. Quispamsis, have you been there? How many times? Once. If you cheer every time I say a word you've heard of. So number 3, what's the third best thing to do in Antigonish? Get an X-ring. Oh, you've all got them. What is this? Is this? Oh my God, what is this? Have I walked into like some kind of Freemasons meeting? And yes, we are all part of the pagan cult. You will be killed at the end of the gig. Keep talking, funny man. We will finish you off one by one. We will beat you with log. Then we will roll you. Are you wearing one, mate? Are you wearing an X? Have you got one? It's at home. We should kill him first. By way of a cheer, how many people are wearing the ring belonging to the messed up cult of Antigonish? By way of a cheer. The rest of us are in big trouble. Now, okay, let's go through this. We've established you're all in a cult. What does the ring signify? Are you wearing one?
Yes.
What does it signify?
It's for Kennebecasis University.
Oh, you go to university.
Graduated.
You've graduated. In most places you get a certificate and a degree. Here you got, what is it, like a jewellery college? Like jewellery design, at the end you get to keep your own design. So what do you do? Do you want to see it? Yeah, I wouldn't mind seeing it, thank you very much. Thank you very much. So, and what do you do? When you see someone else wearing it, do you like go, oh, me too? Do you? I mean, I would understand it. If you were like on holiday in Peru and you saw someone with this, I might go, oh look, we went to the same university. Nice to meet you, bye. You're in the same town as the university. Like, odds are, chances are you might be bumping into someone that also went there. All I can say to the viewers back home is come to Antigonish if you like throwing logs while wearing a ring and saying words that mean hockey but aren't the word hockey.
I know!
Mark Walker, ladies and gents, he's still in the house! See? We've worked together enough that I'm sure that he's sick of listening to but he's on it and you all came out, so thank you for coming out, genuinely, because without you guys, there wouldn't be a show. And before I go, I would like to say thank you very, very much to everyone here at the Townhouse. What a fantastic, fantastic pub. Actually, a friend of mine within the area I live in, Rossay, New Brunswick, said this was the place to do it. Why'd you just pull that face? Do you know Rossay? Do you know Rossay? Yeah, what do you know about it?
We just have friends in Rossay.
Oh, right, it's the usual thing. Oh, a word I've heard of! A word I've heard of, very nice. It was before I go, round of applause please for the Townhouse and everyone here for allowing us to come in. A round of applause for yourselves for coming out tonight and supporting live comedy. We genuinely appreciate it. So thank you. I've been James Valentine. Good night. Thank you. Cheers. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
On the road again. Well, backseat, front seat, I don't mind. On the road again. A sunrise, sunset, I've got time. On the road again. I'm gonna yodel like Jimmy Rogers. On the road again.
So we had a great night in Antigonish, as you can see. We're now off to Sydney to do a show for Yuck Yucks, which is very exciting. Nice 500-seater, big casino, and it's fully sold out. And it's Valentine's Day. Lovely. Bit of a drive ahead of us. There's an even bigger snowstorm coming tonight, so hopefully we won't get trapped in that. But for now, off to the venue. If my feet ever thaw off, I actually can't feel them anymore. Now I know why the national anthem is "Oh Canada, oh Canada, what are you doing to me?" finally arrived here at the hotel in Sydney. We've got 8 hours till showtime. I can't talk long because I've got a lot of preparation to do for the gig. I know a lot of people think that, you know, comedians just lie around all day and we only work for an hour a night, but it's not true. A lot of work goes into preparing for a show. I've got to work out my set, I've got to make sure the stage is right, I've got to do sound checks, so I've really got to go. Sorry about that, but you know, busy.
Tough life.
Please, a huge number 2 Trade and Convention Center welcome for Mr. James Mullinger. Yeah!
Can anyone tell me what their opinion should be the best thing to do in Sydney apart from drinking? Anything that I didn't mention? The Cabot Trail. Is that actually in Sydney? No. Yeah. What's the best thing to do in Sydney? The Royal Opera House. What's the best thing to do in Sydney? The Eiffel Towers. Right. Anyone want to recommend to do in Sydney that's actually in Sydney? What's that, madam? The Yuck Yuck's here. That's true. That is one of the best things to do, isn't it? Yes. Yes, I moved from England so I could be here. So, after a campground in Shediac, I am living the dream. Any other comments? What else would be the best things to do in Sydney? I'm just genuinely interested. There's 500 people in here and no one can name a single thing that they like doing in their own city. It's a disgrace. I mean, look on the bright side. At least unlike PEI, you don't have to pay to leave. Only PEI could get away with that. You can bet your bottom dollar, if when you drove in, there was any indication whatsoever that you're going to have to pay $45 to escape that. No one in the history of the world would have ever entered PEI since that bridge went up. I go there quite a lot to do gigs, and it's quite a good way of staying awake. Like tonight, because of the snowstorm tomorrow, we're actually going to drive back to St. John tonight. So you get used to doing a lot of these late night drives, and it's difficult trying to stay awake, drinking coffee, smoking cigarettes. Not when you're going back from PEI, because you spend the whole journey back going, $45! No chance to get drowsy when you're that angry, frankly. Since I moved to Canada, I've been lucky enough to work with your headliner many times. I was a big fan of his before I moved here. He is a legend of Canadian stand-up comedy, a titan of stand-up. He's been performing for over 20 years. He's played everywhere you can imagine. He's done every festival going, and he's truly one of the finest comedians working in North America today. And he is also originally from Truro. Please whoop, cheer, and foot stamp for the one, the only, the amazing Mr. Mark Walker!
Good times. It's Valentine's Day, all you crazy lovers. Good for you out there. I like Valentine's Day. Some holidays I don't like. Father's Day. You never know who's going to call. I'm not the prettiest thing you've ever seen, but women in Saskatchewan drink, and God bless them. I have sobered up more women in the prairies than AA. No, ladies, thank you. Okay. All right. So I do a few little impressions there for you. Why not? Okay, this would be one of my favorite actors of all time who is alive and well and doing amazing work at this very moment. Doing a legendary Canadian song by a legendary Canadian band. So this would be Christopher Walken. Doing Trooper's smash hit from the 70s, Boys in the bright white sports car. Some of you folks under 25 might want a YouTube trooper later when you get home and hopefully have a laugh before you turn in. So, Christopher Walken doing Troopers, Boys in the Bright. Oh, I can't wait either. I'm so excited. There they go. It's the boys. They're in the bright white sports car and they're waving their arms. Who do they think that they are? And where? Where? They get the car? I don't know. I have a lot of questions about these boys and the car. I'm very curious. It's probably stolen.
Literally, the blizzard starts at 8 o'clock tomorrow morning, and it is going to be a bad one. They're predicting over 30 centimetres of snow here, so we have no choice. We're basically going to have to drive back tonight, even though it's what, 12:30. We've just pulled off a really big show. It's almost a 7-hour drive, but I don't think we've got any choice. It's either stay here, be stranded, or just try and get back to St. John. Obviously, you know, we can kind of stop off on the way. We'll obviously have to drive Mark to Truro, so maybe we stay at Mark's mum's house, or maybe we just do the whole way, but let's just take it in turns. You down with that? Yeah? Cool, okay mate. I was hoping to have a bit of a relaxing evening, but looks like we're driving for 7 hours, living the Canadian dream. Oh, hang on. We're almost at Truro. Mark, we're almost at Truro. Mark, you're almost home, mate. Mark, 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 Mark Walker, Mark Walker, Mark, Mark. I'm gonna wake you up. Oh, I know. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the stage Mark Walker! Mark Walker! Mark! 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 He's almost, this is his mum, this is his house. Mark! Which one was it? Wasn't this one? Wasn't this one? Oh, there's his mum. Waiting at the door for him. Like his first day at school. Okay. Mark, we're here, mate. Mark, 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 Mark. I'm just gonna have to throw him out. Mark! Screw it. I haven't got any choice, mate. Mark, sorry mate. Mate, alright. Sorry, I'm just going to chuck you out, mate. I've got to get back. We've got another 5 hours to go. Sorry, mate. I'll see you, I guess you're going to have to sleep there. I'll see you in Toronto, yeah? Take care. Alright, let's go. On the road again. It's 8 o'clock in the morning and we're here at the Digby ferry boat terminal. We are off to Yarmouth for another date on the Blimey tour. We're about to pick up 2 fantastic comedians, John Forward and Glenn K. Omo. John Forward is the host of No Jokes Barred in St. John, one of the best open mic comedy nights in St. John, and Glenn K. Omo, Blimey fans will be familiar with, a fantastic comedian from Moncton. Once we get to Yarmouth, we're going to meet up with Catherine Robertson, an awesome comic from Halifax, and Dan Hendricken, who is the winner of CBC's open mic contest. In short, this is a fantastic lineup. We're hitting the ferry any minute, and we're going to go to Yarmouth and live the dream. Hello, Yarmouth! Is it Yarmouth?
Digby.
Digby, where's Yarmouth?
I don't know. Further away.
Does anyone know the way to the venue?
Nope, it's not left.
What could possibly go wrong? Let's find out, shall we? Venue. Here's the lineup, the recipe for a very good show. Let's hit it. Oh. Yeah, just check. Yeah. It makes it easier. In fact, anyone that was willing to come in and watch us can come in free. In fact, we will pay people to come in.
We'll put it on your tab.
Yeah, exactly.
Cool.
Oh, but they
said implies that there's some in front of that point.
This is a nice theatre. is my merch table for tonight. After the show, I'll be sat here trying to sell my wares. Always a risky thing, setting up a merch table before a gig. Almost feels like a bit of a jinx. Like, can you imagine anything worse than finishing a show where you've just died and coming out and sitting at a table like this going, hey, you know what you hated just now? Why not take it home with you? Miserable. But like, you know, after you put a pet down and they ask if you want to take the corpse with you. It's not ideal. So I think the reason I've kind of done the comedian's jinx and put all this stuff out now is that I just get a good vibe off this theatre, and I know just saying that is a jinx in itself, but you know, on the Blimey tour we've been to lots of wonderful places, but this is a proper old school English theatre. Like, this is what I lived for. This is the kind of theatre that I performed in England, where I would think, I'm going to miss this, when I knew I was moving to Atlantic Canada. And yet again, like all of the things that I was worried about leaving behind in England, from, you know, my wife and kids, joke, from, you know, I was worried about leaving Red Stripe behind, I was worried about leaving Marmite behind, salad cream, and all of those things are sold either at the liquor store or at Sobeys, and I'm finding more and more every day that things that I was missing are here, and it's just happened in the last 10 minutes. You know, one of my favourite theatres in the UK, Harbour Theatre, I used to perform at a lot. Every tour I ever did was there, and it was always the second or third night. I always felt special there, and it was just a dream gig. And I could pull in here at the Playhouse in Yarmouth, and I'm getting the exact same vibe from it. And that's, you know, you never want to be too confident. It can obviously often jinx a situation, but I feel confident enough to leave all this stuff out. And you know what? If it doesn't go well, I'll just leave all this stuff out here and they can all steal it or smash it up. Break the CDs in half. Go back to England. We don't want you in Atlantic Canada.
Don't wanna live like a python. I'm so much more than a snake. I think I'm shedding my skin now, And no more gravel for breakfast.
Blimey! It's the Community One Bell Aliant Comedy Tour. Get ready to live the dream, Yarmouth.
Was like a sign on my house, and I'm never gonna figure it out. And if time is just a horseshoe, you know I'm gonna haunt you, so leave the door open.
So the other day, I was on the bus and this guy came, he took the seat next to me, he only had half an... Yeah, something about that guy didn't sit right with me. Wow, someone's enjoying that. Okay. Oh boy, I don't do impressions usually, but here's one. This is my impression of an ancient Roman driving instructor. Come on now, X and I, X and I. Hey, Beethoven, did you finish that Fifth Symphony yet? You haven't even started. Well, you know what they say, once begun is half done, 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 done. He is the winner of this year's Hubcap Comedy Festival Open Mic Contest. Ladies and gentlemen, let's have a great big Yarmouth welcome for Dan Henrikin!
Hey everybody, I'm Dan! It's a quick way to spot everyone who's been to AA in the room. As Glenn mentioned, I am a bearded gentleman. I am one of bearded. I really like having my beard, because when I have my beard, people are like, hey Dan, you kind of look like Thor, you kind of look like the Viking, man. And when I shave, what was that sassy move in the front row? Am I getting lucky in Yarmouth? I bet some people say, yeah, a little bit, I guess. I mean, yeah, I bet. And then one person in the front row in Yarmouth's like, Oh my God. I'm so excited. Yeah, but when I had my beard, people were like, hey Dan, you kind of look like, you're like a big guy, you look like Thor Viking. And then I shaved my beard, and people were like, hey Dan, you kind of look like a female Russian weightlifter. Yeah. So guys, I keep the beard.
Hello, Yarmouth. How are we doing, guys? Oh, come on. This is my first time here. How are we doing, guys? That's more like it. I'm super excited to be here. Like Glenn said, I live in Halifax. I actually grew up in New Brunswick. So first time, I've never driven this far. And so I knew, like, coming to Yarmouth today, I was like, all right, I'll pretty much just have to get on the highway, and then I'll just drive, and I'll see it, and I'll get there. I had no idea how accurate that was, though. I don't know who did this. I don't know if you guys know what I'm talking about, but on the highway right outside of town, there was one spot I was so confused because it just says Yarmouth, 8 kilometers. Highway 101, 6 kilometers left. Just waiting for a follow-up sign like, hope for the best. I went home for a wedding a while back, and the wedding was amazing. And by amazing, I mean, during the ceremony, the bride's mother's pants just fell down, guys. Which, for a normal human being, maybe you'd be embarrassed, in a hurry to pull your pants up, things of that nature. No, not this woman. Because she, with her pants around her ankles, turned, faced the congregation, looked her daughter in the eye and said, try to get that out of your head when you're trying to screw later. Really? I hope somebody got that on tape. Maybe we could cross-stitch it on a pillow as a wedding gift or something, you know? It only got better after that, guys, because then we headed to the fire hall for the reception, because I think we can all agree that the fire hall is where all the best parties happen. We're there, and at some point, this guy asked me to dance, and we're dancing, and we're flirting, and let's be honest, no matter where you're at in life, that's always kind of fun, right? Have that conversation for a few minutes. But we made that mistake, guys, where we kept talking, and when we kept talking, we figured out that my granddad is his uncle. But he still thought we should go home together. I didn't want to do the math on that, so I thought I should leave. But before I could leave, I ran into my own uncle in the parking lot, because he was drinking out of the back of the truck. As you do, I guess. I was so confused, I walked over and I'm like, John, what are you doing drinking in the parking lot? The party is inside. He looks at me and goes, I don't want to pay those crazy fire hall prices. Oh my God, you see that in there? $2.75 for a rum and coke? Where the hell do they think this is? Town?
Yarmouth! I've made it! But I love it here. It's better than England. Everything I love about Atlantic Canada. Wonderful people like yourselves, friendly people, beautiful places like Yarmouth. I can honestly say this with hand on heart that I believe that Atlantic Canada, and by that I mean the Maritimes, not the other bits. Right. You know, they try and call themselves part of us, but really the Maritimers, we've got to stick together, haven't we? Right? The Maritimes have everything that is wonderful about places like Toronto and LA and London, but without any of We've got it all here. We're out having fun in a comedy show on a Saturday night, right? We're living the dream. We've got nice restaurants, nice bars, nice people. We've got great jobs. We've got houses that cost about 50 cents.
Sometimes you have to fall back on one of your old classics, like one of the old routines you've been doing for about 15 years. So I'll do it now. Red Night. I received in the post, finally after a year here, a few weeks ago, I received my Canadian permanent residency card. I'm now permanent here. I'm over here. What slightly takes the excitement off when you receive your permanent residency card is when you look at the bottom and there's a bloody expiry date. But you know, I'm proud I've got a Canadian wife, I've got 2 half-Canadian children. I will obviously one day work towards getting a Canadian passport. But I'll be honest with you, yes, I will do that. I don't want to be a Canadian particularly, it's not something I aspire to. What I aspire to be is a maritimer, ladies and gentlemen. What I want to be is one of you. I want to be a maritimer, right? The best people in the world, right? I want you in a year to see me walking down the street and not go, there's that bloke that talks funny, right? There's that dick that didn't know what the red night was. There's that fool from England. I want you to go, there's James, the maritimer, right? That's what I want, right? And I'm going to do whatever it takes because I want all of the things you have. I want to make homemade wine. Right? I want to make homemade wine out of a blue plastic barrel that I stole from the cartwheel shop down. I want to drive a 4-wheeler on the highway. I want to buy double-doubles from Tim Hortons. I want to buy everything I need from Kijiji. I want to sell dildos at yard sales. I want to know how my truck handles on hiking trails. I want my cure for the cold to be a poor farm and lie in a ditch. I want my next family reunion to take place in the parking lot of Zellers. As an Englishman in St. John, I want to live in a place that I can finally feel proud of my teeth. I want to shoot a moose without a hunting license. My name's James Mullinger, and I am a New Africa maritimer! Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for that New York man, John Borbely, the great crowd belonging. Give it up for the whole great crowd of the world, baby! The Royal TV, ladies and gentlemen, Gander appreciation right now, let's see it. Ladies and gentlemen, John Borbely! Thank you all very, very much for coming out tonight. We genuinely do. We're very grateful for your time. I'm really grateful. And I will see each and every one of you, each and every night tonight! Thank you very much. Have a good day,
This is the one we've been looking forward to, the Newfoundland leg of the tour. 5 nights, 5 shows, loads of awesome comics. We're going to Bay Roberts, then Gander, then 3 nights in St. John's. It's going to be awesome. We're flying out now. We've got to go via Halifax, and then we're going to drive for about an hour and a half to get to Bay Roberts. It's going to be a killer show tonight. We've got some fantastic comics on the bill. I live for this. I really live for this. Obviously, I miss being away from home, miss the wife and kids and everything, but I got into stand-up for this. I love traveling. I love going to perform for awesome people, and there's no one more awesome than the people in Newfoundland. So let's do it. Let's get on the plane. It's not good news. So our flight out of St. John is delayed, and the connecting flight from Halifax to St. John's, Newfoundland, was about as tight as you can get. So it basically looks like we're missing our connecting flight, which of course could mean we miss the show tonight. I'm currently on the Air Canada website trying to find alternatives, but it's a bloody nightmare. total nightmare. So they've now got us on a 10:15 flight out of Halifax to St John's, which obviously, given that's the time that the gig ends, it's not going to happen. There is a glimmer of hope in that she said that when we get to Halifax we can actually try and get on the overbooked flight. There might be a couple of people not show up or whatever. So there's still a glimmer of hope, but could be that I'm going to be doing this gig via Skype from an airport somewhere. Not ideal, but we're going to keep battling through because we never give up. Anyway, what? Still on? It's still on? Yeah. What is, I never understand why the stuff at these terminals takes so long. Like you go to the Air Canada desk and they're basically just booking you onto the next flight, but for some reason it's clickety, 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 click, 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 tappity, tappity, tap. They literally write War and Peace in the time it takes to book you on the next flight. How come I, as an individual at home, can book a flight, and I can book a flight all over the world quicker than it takes them just to go tappity, tappity, tap, 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 to turn me into the next flight? Why? Why does it take so long? Why can you write a whole novel in the time it takes to move my flight from 1 hour to the next hour? Slices. This is the gig. The gig's about to happen. Okay, maybe, okay, he was scoring too soon, maybe. The gig is about to happen. As you can see, we are still in Halifax Airport. We've now been travelling for 12 hours to get to Bay Roberts. It would have been quicker to swim. Can't even have a beer because we've got to drive at the other end. And the last thing we need is for this show to become Blimey, an Englishman in the Slammer. Any minute now, they're going to call me. Greg King, the fantastic Greg King, Newfoundland comic, is currently on stage at Bay Roberts explaining the situation to the audience. And I'm about to do a set via FaceTime. Apple branding, but to be fair, I am on Bell phone contract, so
May I
we're
have
covered.
your attention, please? Paging.
Message from Mr. Mullinger. Alright, I'm just gonna FaceTime him. We're gonna do it up. Everybody ready to hear from James Mullinger?
Sound system isn't so much.
What the happening?
Well, that's a beautiful start.
Why is it every time they call, it dies out? Let's try it.
Call them back.
Oh, it's when you do it from a computer, it always does this. Oh, here we go. The audience is all... Oh. You're saying they're having tech problems. Of course they are. They're having tech problems. They'll call me in 10. The audience is all women. Okay, cool.
Tell them to...
Anyone that's been watching this show a long time will know I'm not normally lost for words, but I am speechless about the debacle that is today. And to be honest, to hear that the venue didn't even get that many people in, I mean, it's weird. This job is, it's peaks and troughs, it's ups and downs all the time. It's a very odd game like that, where 1 minute you're really up and the next minute you're really down. But a few days ago I was on a massive high. We won the award, we did that with that great show in Yarmouth, and right now I just feel like basically giving up stand-up, and Air Canada's made me feel like that. The venue in Bay Roberts has made me feel like that, but I never like to miss a show, regardless. And I'm feeling pretty depressed about it all.
This is all Air Canada's fault. Please tweet and Facebook them immediately. Tell them your outrage. We're going to get James. I should have taken WestJet Mullinger. I'm just going to keep talking anyways.
Hello, Bay Roberts.
Oh, there we go.
There he goes.
Hello. Hello. Hello, ladies. Can you hear me? Shall I be talking or not?
There you go for it.
Yes. You can all hear me, yes?
Yes.
Okay. Well, good evening, Bay Roberts. You've got a fantastic show ahead of you. Thank you all for coming out to support this fantastic TV show. The aim of this show is to celebrate the wonderful things that Newfoundland has going on in terms of comedy. I have lived in this wonderful land. I am now an Atlantic Canadian. I've lived here now for a year. I have not missed a single show in a year. I've been through snowstorms, I've been through hurricanes, I have been through everything, and not a single thing has prevented me until I came across this company here. You might have heard of this company. Have you heard of this company? Have you heard of this company? I was told it was an airline. It turns out it's actually a terrorist organisation out to destroy Canadian businesses. I'm sure you've seen some of the comedians already this evening, and you've got more coming up. They are my favourite comedians in this country. That's why they're there. And thank you for coming out. And if any of you would like free tickets to see me at Yuck Yuck this weekend from Thursday through Saturday, please just send me an email. These guys will give you my email. It's james@jamesbinder.com. Free tickets. I'll even cover your gas money to get from Bay Roberts to St John's, and I'll buy you sweeteners all night long. Just please come and meet me this weekend. But sincere thank you for coming out. Love you lots. And have a wonderful evening and enjoy this fantastic lineup of the finest Newfoundland comedians in the world. Thank you very much indeed.
Anyone else hear that ringing? All right. I don't either. Oh, it stopped.
It's done. It was fun. And right now, these guys are going to be absolutely storming it. So, my work is done, but I'm still headed to Bay Roberts. Can't wait to see what I'm missing. Hello, Bay Roberts. It's the morning after. We're going to go and meet Greg in the lobby to find out how the show went last night, and we're going to explore the wonders and delights of Bay Roberts. Hey! How you doing, brother? Good to see you, man. How was the show?
It was good.
Yeah?
Good. It was good. It was
experience.
Always an experience.
Always an experience. But this is the thing with stand-up, right? Like, sometimes the gigs that are the biggest nightmares, we were just mortified to miss it. Mortified.
Yeah, the nightmare was what happened to you. The last-minute preparations that had to go into making things work.
Yeah.
But you had professionals helping you out.
This is the thing. This is why I made sure that I was with four of Newfoundland's finest comics.
Don't hire amateur comics.
Yeah.
It was good, and we had fun.
That is great, man. Hey, how'd you fancy going to the venue now, and you can just tell me all about it now?
Okay.
Yeah, wicked, man. It's good to see you, but thanks, Greg. You literally saved the day, as you always do.
You do what you gotta do in Newfoundland.
The man, the legend, Greg King.
It's alright when the cold wind blows, it comes so far tonight. Winds of change will sweep around you, the day will shut the night. It's alright, it's alright. You're down below in a heap of trouble, you can't seem to get it right. No precision, indecision, the stars aren't out tonight. It's alright.
So Greg, we're back at the scene of the gig.
Yeah.
I imagine it was obviously a trying day for you because you were pulling through for us in such a big way. Tell me how the gig was.
Well, there wasn't a lot of people, a lot of women, yeah, which was good. It was good to see. And you know, the gig was well received. The numbers were a little low, but the gig was well received. Everybody seemed to really enjoy it.
Well, we know how we
They
know
wanted
that.
you to be there, of course.
Well, that's nice, but I'll tell you how we know that. When we got here, we went to a gas station to pick up some supplies, and we bumped into a guy who was at the gig. He recognised me and came and said,
No way.
yeah, and he was like, I was there at the show. It was amazing. I loved it. And that just warmed my heart because I thought, you know what? Under really trying circumstances, you guys came out, smashed the gig, and then I've got people coming up to me, strangers, telling me how awesome you all were.
Yeah, well, we're pros too, right? So.
That's why I love you, and that's how you roll, brother. Well, thank
Newfoundland comedy scene.
Newfoundland comedy scene, West Side Charlies. Thank you guys. Thank you, Greg King.
He's a hugger.
He is a hugger. Let's hit Gander.
Well, the mercury's rising in the midnight mast. One last showdown, questions need to be asked. But I'm taking my time to speak, hoping that nothing falls in between. 1, 2, 3, 4. Of it all, tender mercy, the shape we're in, truth, cruel fate. You know I play my hand, I play all that I have.
Yes, Hunter and River. Well, I'll tell you what, we gave them their names, and actually, people said to us, when you picked the names of your beautiful children, did you tell anyone the name in advance? If you could just stop texting for 10 seconds while I talk to you. And then, like, when I finished talking to you, go back to the texting and ignore the rest of the gig. But just for the 2 minutes I'm talking to you, just put the motherfucking phone on. I came a long way for this gig. She lives here. Crisis at home.
Check Medicaid.
Yeah. Well, we should have left a fucking babysitter, then you wouldn't. They're 4, 6 and 8, be a parent. It's only $5 an hour. What was I going to ask you? As an Englishman, and like most Englishmen, I do like to drink a lot. Moving to Canada a year ago, I was worried coming here that people here might think I was an alcoholic. Not in fucking St. John's! Fucking hell, you guys party! I'm a broken... Oh, hello, drug dealers! How are we doing? Doing much trade tonight? Is business good? Are you drug dealers? Well, look on the bright side. If you do decide to become drug dealers, you don't need to change anything about your appearance. You've got that shit nailed, my friend.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, it's the last episode of the season, and I'll be honest, I'm feeling slightly emotional. It's been such a blast travelling around Atlantic Canada doing the Bell Aliant Community One comedy tour. Met so many wonderful people, performed with so many beautiful comics, and seen so many fantastic towns and cities. So now I'm feeling a little bit emotional as we head off to Lunenburg to do the final night of the tour. We're going to a lovely place called the Knot Pub, and I'm going to try and not get too teary. So, it's the end of the season. You know, we'll be back. Don't get sad. Tour's end. Listen to some music. Oh, I love this.
Wouldn't you like to know where I was an hour ago? Wouldn't you like to know who I was talking to on the phone? Wouldn't you like to know? Just let it go. 'Cause if I tell you my story, you won't believe me this time. And if I say that I'm sorry, you won't change your sweet mind. And if I give you one kiss, would you come running back for more? Or will you?
Woohoo! Lunenburg! Lunenburg! When everyone's hoping that the guy that I've bought for breakfast will take the wheel. Don't use the sound, just pictures. Oh, boats and... Oh, here we go, this is good. Is my hand straight? I can't tell.
So, we finally made it to Bridgewater. We're just filling up on gas. The other comics doing their thing. It's going to be a great gig. Sold out tickets, so what could possibly go wrong? Let's find out, shall we?
Blimey at sea.
Late night wooziness and heavy blues. Gypsy eyes that I've seen through. Dazzling heavenly echo strewn. The pale like skin shadows do. Roll me down to the river. shine.
My people!
Roll me down to the river bay, and I'll try not to take up too much of your precious time.
How you guys doing? Hi.
How's it going?
Good, you guys from Lunenburg?
Not Mullinger exactly, but thereabouts, yeah.
Nice.
Fairly local.
It's my first time here, I'm from England. What's the best thing to do here?
Well, there's trivia night tomorrow at the pub.
I was there? Oh, well, we're doing a comedy show there tonight.
Oh, are ya?
Yeah, you guys should come.
Okay, we'll meet you there.
Perfect, show starts 8:30.
We were gonna go to the Legion, but we'll go down there at the Knot, right?
Yeah, the Knot Pub tonight. James Mullinger live.
Okay.
One of Britain's least known comedians.
The show's already started.
Yeah. Have a great day, guys. Hope to see you at the Knot Pub.
Yeah, okay.
We've already established there's nothing else to do, so see you there, guys. Cheers. Rounded up more people. That's the Blimey way. That's the Mullinger way.
Hello, Lunenburg! What a beautiful crowd. Thanks for coming out to the Knot Pub tonight. Are you having a good time already? That's probably due to the alcohol. Keep buying that. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, this young lady is a hilarious comedian. She's come to you all the way from Halifax. Let's have a great big Lunenburg welcome for Catherine Robertson, ladies and gentlemen.
Thanks, Glenn. How we doing, Lunenburg? That was not enough of you. How we doing, guys? That's more like it. There's a lot of you here. You are a fun, rowdy bunch, I can tell. I heard some of you talking in the parking lot. You are my kind of people. It's my first time in Lunenburg. This is a great little place you guys have here. Yeah! It's beautiful. Doing comedy, like getting to perform in different places is kind of a funny thing, especially as a woman, like, you know, today's scenario, for example, like, okay guys, I'm taking off for the day. I'm going to drive to the industrial park. There's going to be 5 guys in a van. I'm going to hop in with them. They're going to drive me away for a few hours.
Not like those other losers. For instance, and a lot of you may not know this to look at me, but I am gay. Came out of the closet later in life, and I should also say too, by the way, being gay alone is not a reason to drink. I know that. It is a reason to drink Appletinis, though. But yeah, I came out later in life, and it was great. It was a very life-changing experience. I learned a lot about myself. I learned a lot about the world. I learned, for instance, that I'm not exactly what the gay community was looking for in a new recruit. They were looking to go more in the direction of a 19-year-old hairless Latino boy who could get his knees behind his ears. And I don't speak Spanish. Not a word. I also learned that I'm a lot older than I thought I was. I just recently turned 45. And in gay years, it's a little different. And if I'm doing the math correctly, 45 in gay years means that I'm dead. Yeah, dead. Died about 25 years ago.
Okay, I don't do a lot of impressions, ladies and gentlemen, but here's one for you. This is my impression of an ancient Roman driving instructor. Come on now, X and I, X and I. Numeral humor. You know, I'm not just a comedian, I'm also an author. I started writing this book. This might interest you. It's the story of an East Coast Aboriginal assassin who takes out a contract killing on an Irish mobster. Yeah, it's called Mick-Mac Paddywhack.
I need you to go in there and surgically insert this other half hot dog. And
Let's hear it, ladies and gentlemen, for your headline act this evening, Mr. James Mullinger!
Not Pub Lunenburg! Not Pub Lunenburg! I know! According to TripAdvisor and the votes on TripAdvisor, the number one best thing to do in all of Lunenburg is Lunenburg walking tours. I know! In most places it's an actual place. In Lunenburg it's, well, you can walk there if you're not disabled. Otherwise you can't, then you need to try a different website. Very prejudiced, actually. Dawn from Calgary. I brought my whole family to Lunenburg from Calgary to go to the Fisheries Museum of the Atlantic. However, there is nothing to do here if you don't like fish. I know! Right? Blue Nose 2. First review, no Blue Nose. The Blue Nose is dry docked and wrapped in a tarp. It's a bureaucratic disaster thanks to the bloody US involvement. When we edit this episode, that response will be at the end of one of my actual jokes. Well, it would be if the cameraman wasn't at the back smoking. It is a bargain. This has been fun tonight. Before I finish up, I'd just like to say a sincere thank you for all of you coming out tonight and supporting this, because the aim of this tour was simply to go to places that either haven't had comedy or haven't had much comedy and perform it in places where they don't normally have comedy. And to be frank, some places we've gone and it's turned out the reason there hasn't been comedy there is they don't want it. I'm talking about Port Elgin, where we hired the only venue in Port Elgin, the Port Elgin Bar and Grill, and it was a 40-seater, and I was like, I said, well, put the tickets on sale today, give me a call later today when it sells out. Bearing in mind only 40 people live in Port Elgin, I thought, piece of piss. I turned up 4 months later. They said, well, we've sold 18. But my point is that we've travelled around doing this show, and this is the 18th episode that we've done in literally the space of 8 months, which is a lot of work. Thank you. Yeah, thank you. It's a lot of work, it's a lot of love. The director of the show, John Borbely, who you've seen running around tonight, filming with his cameras, he shoots and edits this whole thing himself. All the cameras are his own, he edits it himself. Right? Bearing in mind, like, I know you all think, you might be watching me going, well, he's funny for half an hour, but I wouldn't want to be stuck in a car with him, right? This poor prick's been in a car with me for 10 hours a day, for months and months on end, listening to me drone on, and he films it and edits it into something which is halfway sensible. And there's a reason why I wanted to do the last show in Edinburgh, and genuinely, it sounds like just puff, but it's true. Everyone said to me, this is where you will have the most fun, and they were absolutely right. So thank you guys so much for coming out tonight. Great. Lunenburg!
I'm glad we did it here. I will end tonight by saying thank you very much. Please do watch the show, BlimeyEnglishman.com, or if you have Bell Aliant fibre op, you just type the word Blimey into the fibre op and you can watch it there. I'll leave you with this. I had some good news 3 weeks ago, ladies and gentlemen. I was very happy. I was celebrating. I received in my post a letter that said that people at the back would shut the f*** up in 10 seconds. It worked. We'll start again. Ladies and gentlemen, I had a letter. I can't pretend. I can't fake. I'm not an actor, obviously. I received a letter 3 weeks ago which had some very good news in it, and I was genuinely excited. I received in the post my permanent residency card for Canada. I am one of you now, right? I am here for good. Like you! And I threw a party to celebrate this, right? And I was like, look everyone, I'm a permanent resident of Canada, I'm one of you, right? And someone grabbed the card and they go, bad luck, James. There's a bloody expiry date on it. Right at the bottom. But I'll be honest with you, I got that, I was excited. My wife's Canadian, my children are half Canadian. It makes perfect sense, and it makes perfect sense to me. Obviously, at some point in the next couple of years, I will aspire to get a Canadian passport and be a Canadian. But I'm going to be honest with you, Lunenburg, just because we're now friends. This is the last night of the tour, it's the last night of the series, and also the TV show's been cancelled, so it's also the last episode ever. But, you know, I'll be killing myself out back in a minute. Oh, good, I'm glad you laughed, Mum. Right. I'll be honest with you, even though it makes perfect sense legally for me to become a Canadian, I actually don't want to be a Canadian, right? I don't want to be a Canadian. I do not want a Canadian passport. I don't want to be a Canadian. What I want, ladies and gentlemen, is I want to be a maritimer, right? Right? I want all of you, when I come back here next year to do a show, right? I want all of you to see me walk in the street and not go, isn't that English dick that was here last year? Right? I don't want you to go, there's the bloke that talks funny, right? I want you to look at me, see me walking, I want you, man, and when you see me walking across that street, I want you to see me and go, oh look, it's James, the maritimer. Right? That's what I want. That's what I want, sisters. Right? That's what I want. And I'm going to do all the things that I've got to do to make that happen, right? I want to be one of you. I've got to be honest, right? I want to make homemade wine. But not just that, right? Not just that. I want to make homemade wine out of a blue plastic barrel that I stole before the pulp mill shut down. Right? I want to drive a four-wheeler on a highway. I want to wear head-to-toe camouflage just to go to Tim Hortons. To buy a double-double. I want to pick up women at the Irving Big Stop. I want my cure for the common cold to be to drink a quart of rum and sleep in a ditch. I want to grow fiddleheads. I want to make jokes about newfies. I want to buy everything I need from Kijiji. I want to sell dildos at yard sales. I want to know how my truck handles on hiking trails. I want to shoot a moose without a hunting license. My name's James Mullinger and I am a maritimer. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you all very much indeed for coming out tonight. It means a lot. Clearly this is an awesome pub. Let's give a round of applause to everyone here that works at the Knot Pub. Clearly one of the greatest pubs that ever existed. Denise and all of her team, wonderful people. Thank you for hosting us. This has been an absolute dream. I'll be selling copies of my CD, James Mullinger is Living the Canadian Dream. It is explicit content because there's a picture of my knob in there. There's not. They're all on there. You can probably steal them quite easily as well. But please do take one of these cards. They have our email on them if you want to get in touch with us and tell us what we are on TripAdvisor. but it has the link to the website for the TV show, so watch all yourselves on TV, giving us the time of our lives. I've been James Mullins, thanks very much, good night. Cheers. Thanks. That's it for another season, Blimey fans. Thank you for all your support this year, and thank you to everyone that came out to all the shows. We've had an absolute blast performing across Atlantic Canada. But don't worry, we're going to be back in September with a series of feature-length Blimey specials. It's going to be amazing. We will see you then. Thank you for supporting us. Hey, come on, John. Leave the camera there. We'll pick it up next season.
Wouldn't you like to know where I was an hour ago? Wouldn't you like to know who I was talking to on the phone?